Hi guys, it's TheYetiNinja here. I'm here to bring you your 5th tutorial. Putting my hands up with 5, but you can't see that, can you? Anyways, this is in my series, and in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to make your own item. And this is actually going to be a fairly long, maybe 2-3 part tutorial on how to add your own tools. Now, it's going to be more than just adding your own tools. I'm going to make the item. I'm going to make, you know, our test block. Our test block is going to drop that item, yeah? You know how when you break a coal block, it drops an item instead of the actual coal block? Yeah, I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to make the item, how to have the block drop that item. I'm also going to show you how to make your own tools, yes, in Minecraft. And so this is going to be fairly long, but once you know everything that I've done, you can pretty much make your own ores mod if you want to. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. So I've been searching on the internet, and I found a lovely little ore called Amazonite. And I think I'll use Amazonite as the new type of ore, yes? So we just want to make our new item, and we just want to make an Amazonite gem, yeah? So let's go, here we go. Just hold on a sec, sorry. So, alright, how do we make an item? If you go into item.java, yeah? Item.java. You'll see a long list here. So if you're at the top and you scroll down, you'll see a long list here. This is pretty much similar to the block. It's public static item instead of block, and then the name of the item. So we're pretty much going to do the exact same here. And we're just going to go public static item. And I'm just going to go Amazonite gem. Yes? And I'm going to call this I'll rename that later. And so we want to initialize our Amazonite gem. So Amazonite gem equals, now instead of going new block, we're going to say new item. Now the reason why an item is so much easier is because instead of having to put 1, 2, 3 arguments in, you just have to put 1, and that is the item ID. Not only do you have to put in just 1 argument, with a block you're limited to about like 100, maybe 200 like unique block IDs. But for an item, you can have many. I don't know the exact number, but you can have up to like 20,000, sometimes even higher. So we can have as many items as we want, pretty much. So I'm going to use the IDs 3,000 and up. And that's all we have to put in. Now, of course, we still have to put our dot separator for something else, and that's called set item name. Which is pretty much the same as set block name. We're just going to give it a name, yeah? And we're just going to go Amazonite gem. And remember, this is not going to pop up when you hover over it. I'm sure you know that from previous tutorials, a few tutorials ago when I initialized my block. And that is an item. And I'm getting a Skype. I'll ignore that again. My word. I should quit my Skype before I make these tutorials, shouldn't I? Why don't you guys tell me? Should I quit my Skype before? Or do you... never mind. Okay, so we've created our gem, yes, and we've set our item name. So what do we do next? Well, we're going to pretty much do the same as what we did with our blocks. We're going to give it a name, and we're going to give it an override. Now, the cool thing about an item is you don't have to register the item. You don't have to go modloader.register item. That's only for blocks, so you can actually skip that piece of code. Look at all this code we're skipping. See how much easier it is to make an item? Wow. Anyway, so what we want to do is we want to go modloader.add name, and we just want to give this guy a name. So Amazonite gem, and I'll just go something like Amazonite gem with more capitals and a space. And voila! Now we want to add a texture override. And I think what I'll do is I'll make the texture with you guys, just so you can like see the full process, yeah? Because it's no point coding if there's no textures, right? Oh god, you're gonna laugh at my terrible skills. Anyways, so Amazonite gem, yeah, we want to give it the override. Now it's not dot block index and texture. It actually has something else called icon index, which is in item.java. If you scroll down here, you'll find a protected int called icon index, and that's what we actually want to use, and I'll show you why soon. And so Amazonite gem.icon index equals modloader dot add override, and not did override, add override. And this is not going to override the terrain, it's actually going to override this, and I'll show you where it is soon. /GUI /items.png. Items with capital S, yes? And we're going to override it with a folder now. We can actually create our own folder. So we'll say tool folder /amazonetgem.png. Yes? And let me just give that a capital A. I've also noticed the capitals don't actually worry people too much with modloader.add override. The worrying about capitals when you override things what am I trying to say? It ignores all caps. So if I say like this, if I go amazonetgem, it's still going to, and then you put in amazonetgem, it's actually still going to work. So just to say. And yes, you can actually put in a folder. So I'll put this in, tool folder as well. And yeah, so there we go, that as well. You can put it in a folder if you want to. Now, that's all we've done for our item. That's pretty much all you have to do for an item, really. There's still no way of getting the item, but we will do that soon. I might do that in another tutorial. Now, let me show you what I use. Now, icon index, you might be wondering, okay, block index and texture and icon index, where does it get all these textures? Well, it gets them from, that's for later, sorry, and that's not for now. Here we go. So if you check here, if we go Minecraft, and then we just go here, it'll have all the folders here. And you see here, here's the terrain.png, yes? And this is where it gets all the textures for the blocks. So that's texture 0, that's texture 1, texture 2, texture 3. I don't know if I've already shown you that, but there we go. And now, the reason why we had to go /GUI /items is because it's actually in the GUI folder. So if we go /GUI, and then in here, it's in /items.png. Now, how does it know which item is which? It actually uses coordinates. There's something called setIconCoord in the item.java, and what it does is it finds the coordinates of which texture it should use. So this is texture 0, 0. This is texture 0, 1, 0, 2. This is texture 1, 2. Yes? And it's basically just a lot of coordinates, just telling everyone which item they want to use. So that's pretty useful. It's actually useless information because we're just going to create our own override, aren't we? And we're going to do that now, guys. So if we go here, I've opened this as well. I use GIMP, okay? And it's available for Mac. You see, I'm on a Mac, so it's available for Mac. And I think it is available for Windows. If not Windows, most people just use Photoshop, so that's also fine. So we're just going to go File, New. And you want to have the width as 16 and the height as 16, because it's a 16 by 16 pixels. And make sure it's pixels, not inches or millimeters. Now, you also want to go into Advanced Options, and you want to say Fill with Transparency. And you'll see, if we go background, let me just show you. It's got a white background, and that's actually going to show up. That white background is actually going to show up if we put that in. So you can't actually have a white background. You need to have it filled with transparency. So if we go back to and fill with transparency, and you'll see now it has that sort of like dotted background, that like checkered background, same as here. So that's just to say. Now we're going to create our item. I don't know how much time I've taken. So let's create our item, shall we? So we'll take our pencil and we'll go, let's make it pretty. So Amazonet is kind of like a greenish turquoise looking gem. So I'll have that as on. And let me just, okay, let me take the brush and put it as 1 pixel. Let me just create like a gem looking thing. That looks fine. That looks lovely, doesn't it? And actually, nah. And let's just fill this in and bloop, bloop, bloop. And let's give it a bit of shading. So we'll go to 50. Oh, okay, let's go to 80. I want to just give a bit of like a darker texture here. And we'll go to 85, 86, and just give it like a lighter texture at this point. And we'll just go to 91 or something. I'll just give it a lighter texture there. I'm terrible at texturing. Yeah, you can tell, can't you? I'm going to 95 and just give it a lighter texture there. There we go. So there we go. There's our Amazonite gem. Beautiful, isn't it? And let's just go down here to 30 and let's just give it a nice dark outline, shall we? I should have actually done that. Oh, no. Actually, let's outline it like this, shall we? And there is beautiful. There's our gem. Brilliant, isn't it? Okay, so we go File, Save, and we're just going to save it as our Amazonite gem.png, and we want to save it where we've put our MCP. So mine's in MCP, and we want to save it in our bin. What am I doing? We want to save it in our jars bin, Minecraft.jar, and we want to put it in our folder. Yes, so we actually want to make a new folder. So we'll go add, create folder, and what did we call this? Tool folder, I think. And in our tool folder, we'll then put our Amazonite gem in. Save. And voila, guys. That is our gem, hopefully saved. And save, yes, I don't know why it does that. And so voila, that should be our gem in there. So if we go into here, and if you're wondering where I got this, it's in our temp folder. So it's temporary bin Minecraft, and there it is, yeah. So if we go into our jars bin, Minecraft.jar, and if I look for our... Oh, I just realized something. Whoops. If I just... No, it hasn't even created it. Okay. Something's happened. Tool folder. Right. Sorry guys, I saved this in the wrong place. Tool folder. Where is it? There you go. Take our tool folder, and it's got our Amazonite gem in there. My actual MCP is this one. Whoops. Jars bin, Minecraft.jar, and just drag it in there. And hopefully we'll have our new gem in there. And I'm also going to look for our other gems, so for our test block, yeah. I'm also going to drag that in the tools folder. And that should be right, so it's tool folder, not tools, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that means that when we test it out, it shouldn't crash in the least. And voila, there we go guys, so it hasn't crashed. We haven't got our item to show yet. We will be doing that in our next tutorial, where I'll show you how to get a block to drop an item. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope I can publish this to YouTube. Quite a long video, and I will see you next tutorial. Bye.